Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the extraordinary 2018 Baselworld launch, Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch, Blue Side of the Moon Aventurine, and it is all of those things. 44.25 millimeters in featherlight blue ceramic. The watch has an extraordinary aventurine dial with rose gold garnishing. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it wears more easily than you would think because of the lightness of the ceramic and the sub 50 millimeter 49.7 millimeter lug-to-lug dimension. 21 millimeters the spacing between the lugs, so it has a nice modern stance on the wrist, though it is a thick watch at 17.4 millimeters. Nevertheless, this isn't the kind of watch that you wish to hide underneath a cuff. Let's take a close look at some of the accessories before we jump straight into the dial. The strap is high grade, generously bolstered. You can see it is a medium rectangular scale gator on the top. It is a matte finish, a folded edge with a monotone stitch, and you have a hybrid titanium and ceramic deploying clasp, and you can see it's both satin finished and polished ceramic. A nice touch. Twin trigger release so it can't accidentally pop open. Inside it's hypoallergenic titanium, and it has a minderless system, so you just tuck the strap in, you size it down, it closes up, and then you can't see the excess length. It's hidden underneath the clasp, and there's no need for minder loops on the strap itself. It is a very clean, low profile design, and the strap is of the highest quality. As you can see, gator on the top, calfskin on the bottom, a lovely contrasting stitch, and then there's a gusset system to prevent gouging of the strap itself, and that on both sides. The strap will have a long and fruitful life on your wrist. The case is simple and familiar. It's the same case shape we've been seeing on Speedmasters and Seamasters since at least 1965. The lyre style lugs with the inward turn and then the outward turn with expanding polished bevels, the satin finish that runs longitudinally along the case, and then of course the asymmetric design that we first saw on the Moonwatch. Professional, with a little bit of a sheer guarding for the crown as well as the pump style pushers, which I should mention are also rendered in ceramic. The bezel has a polished outer lip but a polished upper face. It does have a small satin component underneath, but it is principally of polish here, and as you can see it is inlaid rose gold, and this is the liquid metal concept, or Ceragold, whereby the metal itself is rendered inside the ceramic, so it sits in wells in the ceramic, and because of the structure of this particular metal, it's perma-bonded to the ceramic and it can never be separated, so you don't have to worry about it scratching off or wearing off. The two are one material. And then there is of course the scratch resistance that comes from a full ceramic watch. Every part of this watch is extraordinarily hard, over 1200 Vickers, and thus this timepiece is likely to retain its new appearance for years or even decades. There's a box section sapphire that creates a little bit of distortion a la vintage plexiglass, and then you have a dial that is lovely because it is aventurine. You can see a spectacular layering of blue and metallic gloss tones. Let's get as close as we can. You can see how this dial reacts to light. It is deep, it is glossy, it is effectively resistant to tarnishing or oxidation the way enamel is. Effectively a multi-layer piece of natural glass containing those metallic tones which are trapped as little flecks within your dial forever. Rose gold applique indices. You can see there is a rose gold moon that has been laser ablated for its texture on top of an aventurine moon disc, and then you have sub-registers which you can see are muted and more matte in their finish but still aventurine. Constant seconds over at 9 o'clock with the lunette style date indicator, and then you have chronograph minutes and hours on a mono counter at 3. You'll also appreciate the fact that there are colors on this dial. Aside from the innumerable shades of the dial, you also note the gold as well as the red shocks, which I appreciate. Now the watch does feature hacking or stop seconds, and it also features a double quickset system. One quickset is for the moonphase, and the other quickset, as you can see, is for the lunette style radial date indicator. Now the watch features a vertical clutch system for its chronograph engagement, so there's no jump or stagger when you start the chronograph, and if you prefer center seconds, you can leave this chronograph running on a full-time basis. I'll also mention that the watch does feature a stop seconds and a column wheel, which makes it crisp to actuate. Take a listen. You can really hear the column wheel in action, and you can see it because Omega gives you a skeletonized bridge under which the mechanism can be viewed, and by the way, it's black polished. This is caliber 9904, a METAS chronometer, so tested as a fully cased up watch using the standard based on the ISO 3159 that underpins the COSC, but COSC is a bare movement test in only 5 positions. This is a full watch test, tested for chronometry in 6 positions. It's a 54 joule movement. It beats away at 25,200 vibrations per hour. In addition to the vertical clutch and the column wheel, there's a twin mainspring barrel architecture that gives the watch both a superb 60-hour power reserve as well as less amplitude drop off at the balance after 24 or 48 hours. Now you have a full balance bridge with a free sprung index for shock resistance and a silicon hairspring for anti-magnetism. You also have the coaxial escapement system, so not just a METAS chronometer but also a coaxial in the tradition of George Daniels. This is a timepiece for the ages and one of the most expensive non-precious metal Omega watches. Worth it. See it and make it yours on the watch box. The blue side, anti-magnetic silicon hairspring, 50 meters, water resistant and fully loomed.